if we look at natural gas, and the reason why I'm going to jump to natural gas, and I'll analyze this more so, but I want to show you guys going back here on the charts that that's exactly what happened to natural gas. And again, natural gas has no real relation to Bitcoin or to anything. And by the way, you look at a lot of charts, this pattern is there, right? And what I'm talking about is this move, higher high, and then the collapse down like that, right? So this pattern tends to repeat. Knowing even numbers, it does make me wonder if they will have one final push up in the S&P to touch 5,000 or pierce 5,000, and if that is the potential scenario where then we top out and we have a bigger move down. And again, as a technician, as a chartist, you know, it doesn't matter really what I want, what I believe, what you believe. It's ultimately what the charts want to do. So my job is to explore every possibility, right? A good trader and investor explores all angles and then decides which one is the most probable to come out with, right? And again, oftentimes my first analysis will be wrong, and as I get more information, I'll look and say, oh, well, now this is the more likely scenario. And I'm not necessarily convinced yet 100%, and not even, there's never 100%, but that this is going to happen on the S&P. But looking at the 5,000 level, we're only, what, 5% away or so, or give or take, or even maybe a little bit more or less. But that's not a big move that we could actually push up. We hit that even number. The media is going to, you know, throw up on their pom-poms and do a big dance and cheerlead that. That creates more bullish sentiment, which usually is what creates tops. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility. Bitcoin, guys, yesterday was, I mean, what do you even say? You're in this scenario where we've all expected this ETF to come and be approved, the spot ETF. Yesterday, just after the market closed, the SEC's X or Twitter account releases this. I'm sure everyone out there knows by now. It's not new news, but it just continues to befuddle me. I mean, so number one, my first thoughts are, okay, so if this was not a real tweet and it was an unauthorized tweet, so first of all, how did that happen? Was it just news that was set to be released? Like, was it a post that was created to be released today, but by accident an intern hit the publish button today or yesterday and it was published? That's kind of where I'm leaning. But then some of the comments by Gary Gensler made it say, oh, it was unauthorized, it made it more sound like a hack. If it was a hack and you had someone getting into this system, number one is, what was their password? Was their password? Was it password 123? I mean, what about two-factor authentication? Like, this is a government body, right, that is tasked with, I mean, they've literally sued Elon Musk for posting things that weren't accurate on Twitter. And here they post something that's not accurate. And how do government bodies, and this brings up national security issues, how do they not have even more layers? Like, if you have the nuclear codes, right, it takes like 2 keys to turn them, right? I mean, to do that type of thing. Government bodies, especially, like, I mean, hopefully the defense, like DOJ, like all these other players, hopefully they have multiple levels of security. Because as we get into a more cyber environment, right, AI environment, this is becoming more and more of an issue. And it honestly is a little shameful. Like what the heck, and I hope we find out more. They're going to have to investigate themselves, which is kind of ironic in my opinion, but that's where it is. Anyways, back to the charts we go, guys. We were above the channel here. We popped initially on that fake news yesterday. We then saw a reversal and we are trading at 45,175. Now, normally you could say, okay, well, does this mean it was a sell the news event, right? We popped initially and we sold off. I don't think we can extrapolate that now, because the sell-off could have been because people recognized that it was fake news and then they sold off. So let's see. The news is supposed to hit today. If it doesn't hit today, there's a bigger issue there. But again, let's watch and see what happens today here, folks. I'm still in the camp, 48 to 50,000 max upside, maybe pierces 50 briefly, but then I do think we are due for a pullback. Yesterday, interestingly enough, on the fake news, it kissed 48,000, which was the low end of my range, and then sold off. But again, like I said, we can't extrapolate much from that.